So we're talking about an employee benefits program beginning September 1st, 2023. That's coming up on Friday. My name is Bill Hammett. We're here to help you. The account manager assigned to your case is Rhiannon Gibbs Lopez. Anna Navarez is the benefit administrator. All of us are available to you throughout the year if you have issues finding a doctor, getting an ID card, understanding benefits. If there's a claim that doesn't get processed correctly, something happens, we're a good resource for you anytime. Of course, the member services line at Anthem Blue Cross will be able to help you as well, but sometimes it's better to have people that care, not somebody that's on the other end of an 800 number. So that's us for you guys. So here's my information. You're welcome to call or email anytime, any of us. Quick agenda, we'll talk about our timeline for open enrollment, medical, dental, vision plans available. We'll do a quick look at the EASE enrollment portal. Many of you have already gone through it. And then any questions, any answers, you're welcome to ask them live, or you can reach out to any one of us. So open enrollment, we started this on Friday. I believe we sent everything out. Many of you have already completed it. Thank you. This is, it ends on Thursday, August 30th. We need to turn all this stuff in and get it to Anthem Blue Cross. This is when we can enroll or waive in benefits for ourselves or spouses. Everything takes effect September 1st, and we're asking that you guys get this done no later than Thursday, August 30th. So for those of you who have not done it yet, please help us out. And you'll do all of it in a paperless fashion through the EASE portal, which we'll look at in a second. So we got two plans with Anthem Blue Cross. I would imagine everybody's going to kind of lean towards the Platinum PPO plan. They're both covered at 100% for you guys. The gold plan's there in the future if we have to have some cost sharing. So there's the two plans. Here's what they look like side by side. Again, many of you are going to gravitate towards this platinum plan. Okay, Otto didn't get an email. I will send, yes, Nick, I'll send you this presentation. The PPO plan does have a $200 deductible, which basically if you have anything like a hospital stay, surgery, emergency room, the first $200 are out of your pocket. If you need to see a regular doctor, that's $5. If you need to see a specialist, it's $45. DED waived. This means you do not need to pay this $200 first. All of these different costs down here that you see, they all stop once you get to your $3,800 maximum out of pocket. So if you had a $1 million claim, $1 million hospital bill, you would pay only up to $3,800, and then Anthem Blue Cross pays 100% of everything else for the rest of the calendar year. So that's really, really great. These platinum level PPO plans are the best available in the market, so they're really, really good. Second benefit here is diagnostic labs. This is blood work and x-rays. Of course, you know what that is. It's a $10 copay for blood work, deductible waived if you do this in an office. And then for x-rays, it's $0 for diagnostic work, deductible waived, 15% after deductible. And if you do it at a hospital, it's 15% after the deductible. So what does 15% after the deductible means? Means if this is a $500 x-ray, you'll pay 100% of the cost for the first $200, and then you pay 15% of what's remaining, and Anthem Blue Cross pays the rest. This deductible up here we talked about, if you did pay that deductible, you only pay it once per calendar year. All right, so once you pay it in a calendar year, you don't pay it anymore. December 31st, you're covered at 100%, and then January 1st, that deductible would start over. If you needed to get an MRI, a CAT scan, a PET scan, so these are more complex imaging services, you would pay 15% after your deductible. So again, if it's a $1,000 MRI, you pay $150. If you need physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, it's $5 per visit, deductible waived. The coverage does extend outside of California. Yeah, this PPO plan is good. You'll have the national network of PPO providers from Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. So really the largest PPO network there is available so you don't have to just be in California to access this stuff. Prescription drugs have kind of a few different levels. So there's tier 1, which is generic drugs. There's tier 2 and 3, which is your preferred, brand name drugs. And then you'll see that Anthem Blue Cross also gives you kind of levels of pharmacies that you can get them at. So Level 1 pharmacies for generic drugs are $5. Level 2 pharmacies are $15. Same thing with these tier 2 and 3 drugs. They cost a little bit more if you go to a level 2 pharmacy, which we'll talk about in just a second. And then hospital services, 15% after the deductible, emergency room 15%, urgent care $5. All right. So really, really, really strong plan. Again, I want to kind of illustrate with an example this 15% deal here. So let's say that I had a $100,000 hospital problem. I go to the hospital for a week, it's $100,000. I'm going to pay my deductible $200. I pay the first $200. Then the remaining $99,800, I pay 15% until the total out-of-pocket expense I've paid in the year reaches $3,800. So then of that $100,000 bill, Anthem Blue Cross is going to be paying $96,200 of. All right, so $3,800 is the most that you would pay in a year. All right, let's say you go back and you had that hospital bill in October, and then in November you need to go back for physical therapy, for x-rays, for lab work, for MRIs, for anything else. You don't pay anything for the rest of the calendar year. So once you hit this $3,800, that's the most you spend in the calendar year. So through December 31st, you're covered at 100%. You don't have to meet your deductible again. You don't have to pay the $3,800 again, none of that, okay? On January 1st of every year, all of these numbers reset. So that's one thing to note. If you do wind up meeting your maximum out of pocket, you would be covered 100% for the rest of the year. So if you find yourself in that situation, make sure to squeeze all your care in, get all the prescription drugs you need, get the services, get the x-rays, all those things, because they're covered 100% and through the end of the year. All right. Any questions on this plan? I know you guys are all pretty young. I'm sure very healthy. I'm not going to need it a whole bunch, but wanted to take a pause and see if there's any questions.
I have a question. This is on behalf of like our executive assistant. He handles a lot of Ludwig's personal, I guess, insurance and whatever else he needs to be signed up for.
Yep.
It's generally him that does it. So for this particular plan, would we be able to link Ludwig's personal health insurance account to the assistant's email, if that's possible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Is that we'll talk about that. Remind me about that at the very end, and we'll talk about that so that because we can't have the same email in there twice, but we could create. There's two different ways to go around that, Nick, and I'll talk to you. We'll talk at the very end.
Sure. Great. Thanks.
Okay. So remember we were talking about these prescription drugs here, how they have different levels. So level 1 pharmacies are your CVS's, your Walmarts, these kind of things. Giant Eagle, Albertsons, Safeway. These are the pharmacies that you want to go to. Level 2, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Costco. All right. So if you go to any one of these, you're going to find that it's a little bit more expensive. So that's the key, is try to get to a CVS, Walmart, Albertsons, and Safeway. You'll save some money on your prescription drugs. You're still covered under these other pharmacies, but you'll have to pay a little bit more out of pocket. Here's a little plug for the app, the Sydney app. This is the Anthem Blue Cross smartphone app. Really, really important to download this. It's very, very common for us to lose our medical ID card. It's very hard to understand what our benefits are, or where to find a doctor, or how to communicate with doctors, or where our claims are at. All of those things happen on this app. So super, super important. Once we are enrolled and once you have an ID number, download this app, plug it in, register for it, and then you will have access to claims information. You'll have access to checking costs for care. You'll know how to find doctors. You'll have your ID card always. So really good, important to be able to download that application. Also through the Sydney app, you don't have to go to a physical doctor. You can connect to doctors on the virtual app, and you'll do that through the Sydney app as well. So lots of different things that you can access care right through the app. Makes things very, very simple. Also available to you as an Anthem Blue Cross member is something called Employee Assistance Program, or EAP. Now, what the Employee Assistance Program is, and this is added in part of your medical plan, this is a really, really great place for for us to start when we're having issues of any kind, marital issues, issues with parents, issues with your work-life balance, legal issues, financial issues, ID theft, emotional well-being. A lot of people don't know where to kind of start their mental health journey. Maybe they're struggling with something in particular. This EAP program is a great place to start. You can get in-person or online visits, up to 3 of them, that can kind of help you work through the initial phases of something you're trying to go through. If you need more than 3 visits, they'll help you locate somebody in your network that can help you with that you can see on a regular basis. Yep, Nick, I'm going back to that previous slide. QR code right there. Let me know if that works. It's also just called Sydney, the Sydney app. I believe it's also attached to inside the enrollment portal. So this EAP program is a really great option for all of us, because it's really hard to know where to start for some of these things. Other discounts that are available to you, contacts, LASIK discounts, ProClear aligners, 23andMe, pet insurance, lots of different things that are just kind of part of the Blue Shield, the Anthem Blue Cross offer. So really nice to have these available to you. Anthem.com/CA, and you would select, choose care, and then select discounts. That's how you find that. Okay. So let's talk about our dental plan. We've got one dental plan. It's a really good dental plan. It's a PPO dental plan. Again, this is good for people in California, outside of California. Pays 100% for preventative type of issues. It pays 90% for basic issues such as fillings, root canals, deep cleanings. If you need major work like crowns, implants, bridges, it pays 60%. There's a $50 deductible here. It says $150 for family. Most all of you are enrolling by yourself, and so when we looked at those previous slides where deductibles were $200 for an individual, $400 for family, or here you see $50 for an individual, $150 for a family, only the first number applies to you. So for your dental plan, you'd pay the first $50 of things outside of the preventative care, and then they would pay this portion. One of the really great features of this benefit plan is there is no maximum benefit with the PPO dental plan. Most dental plans have a maximum benefit of $2,000, $2,500, after which they don't pay anything for you. This one's unlimited, so you never have a maximum benefit. Truly one of the best PPO dental plans on the market. So if you need dental, it's here. It's a really good one. Same thing with our vision plan, all with Anthem, nice and easy, all of these plans all together. And this is another very good vision plan. If you need an eye exam, you get a $10 copay once a year. If you need eyeglass frames, there's a $150 allowance plus a 20% discount once every year. If you need the lenses for the glasses, it's a $25 copay once a year. And then down here, there's kind of the contact lens benefit. This PDF, by the way, is inserted into the enrollment portal, so you'll be able to download this and keep it if you want to review it. It's contact lenses or frames, basically, so there's there's little differences. If you're getting disposable elective contact lens, you have $150 allowance. If they're medically necessary, it's covered in full. Okay, so that's your vision benefit. Logging in our enrollment portal is pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of walk you through it real quick and show you what we're looking at here. Oh, I got to get back in. Sorry. We get in as employee test. Boom. Log me out. Sorry, guys. I was all set. So once you log in, if you log in for the first time, you have to create a password, username and password. If anybody's having trouble with this, just let me know personally, and I can help you with that, or our team can help you with that. You'll go through the process. You'll add in all your personal information. For those of you with dependents, you'll add them here. It's going to ask you if you're on Medicare. None of you are old enough for Medicare. Just hit continue. And then once you get to your benefits, this is where we see a lot of people have an issue. You have to make sure to select either a check mark to enroll or an X to waive, okay? If you don't choose anything here, you'll notice there's no buttons. There's nothing to select. But once I choose to enroll, now we have a button, okay? This is an important step to the process. You got to choose the check mark to enroll, or if you need to waive, you'll have a reason why, um, whatever the reason is for waiving. You'll choose your plan. You'll see each of these links are hyperlinks. You can open up a benefit summary, which really gets you into the details of the plan, much more so than what we looked at before. Very helpful stuff there. Here's your mobile app flyer. Here's an ID card. And then the summary of benefits and coverages. This is a document that you'll be mandated to open. This is an Obamacare compliance thing. This is what Obamacare says we have to show you, how we have to display the benefits. And it's laid out in the same way. There's this first column that says what the important question is. Then it says what the answer is and why does this matter. And you'll see some of these have hyperlinks and stuff that you can click on. So everybody has to open that. If you don't, you'll be kicked back later on. Continue. Choose the dental plan. There's only one of them. It's going to pre-select it for you. Again, here's more information attached to the benefit plan. You're welcome to open and review more details of the coverage. So a lot more information here than we saw in our presentation. Continue. Vision. We're going to elect it. Here it is. There's our benefits. We'll continue. We're going to get a summary here. And then from this summary, I'm logged in as an admin right now, but for you guys who have not finished it yet, you'll, at the bottom, there'll be a green button to accept it, to move on to the next page. You'll sign your documents. It turns into DocuSign. You type a signature. You use your mouse for your signature or your finger if you're on a mobile device. You'll submit the elections, and you'll get an email that says, thank you for submitting your elections, and you're all done. Okay, so it's a really easy system, and it makes it really easy because your employer is paying a significant amount. In fact, all of the premium, which is very, very unusual nowadays for companies to pay this much. So very happy for you guys that you are getting such generous benefits. So what do we do next? We need you to go in and log into the enrollment portal through the email that you received. We need this done by Thursday, August 30th, if you can. And then for those of you, I think, who is it, Otto, you didn't get an email, we're going to get that for you. If you have any questions, you have any answers, I'm happy to take anything right now, any questions right now. Other than that, you're welcome to reach out to me at any time with questions. But that is the end of my presentation. Yes.
I did have one question. For dependents that are enrolling,
yep,
will they be given a separate portal, or should they be logging in through our information?
No, they'll log in through the same portal. For the
okay.
Yeah, kids and spouses it'll be, the employee will make those elections on behalf of the spouse and the kids in that portal, just like what we looked at.
I've got a couple of questions.
Yep.
First is, I heard that there's no orthodontic coverage. Does that mean everything there is out of pocket?
Correct. Yeah. We, generally speaking, you have to have. We weren't able to get the ortho coverage, so no.
Got it. And my other question is, if I'm like, how long does it take before the old insurance is switched off? Like, if I'm in the middle of doctor stuff at the moment, can I like wait to switch over until that's done, so it's nothing like gets in the way?
So this insurance is going to start on September 1st. And when this starts, it'll be your employer provided insurance, will be your primary insurance. So you would want to likely terminate that other insurance policy and use this one as of September 1st. And as soon as we have ID numbers, you're going to want to take that to your provider and say, hey, this is my new insurance. This is who you should bill now. It's Anthem Blue Cross PPO. I feel pretty, I don't know who you're seeing or what you're doing, and you don't need to tell me right now, but you should be in a good spot because this is a very large network of PPO providers.
We do have, we're on Kaiser at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
So,
that's right.
So we are working on terminating Kaiser, and we're giving them every employee is currently on Kaiser, so we don't want to rug pull and force people to switch coverage if they're in the middle of treatment right now. So for the month of September, we'll have both, and then on October 1st, we're going to be canceling.
Okay.
It'll be a bit of a rollover period.
Okay. So I think that was Otto that just asked that question. For anybody still using Kaiser, don't tell them anything about Anthem, because then you're going to get into a thing when there's two insurance policies, they both point at each other and they both want the other one to pay, and it gets a little confusing. So I would
Got it.
wrap up whatever you got. I would start using the Blue Cross plan. It doesn't matter to me if you use it or don't, like whatever works best for you, but don't
Yeah,
share.
Bill, do you have experience with canceling insurance plans? Because I'm on Kaiser right now, and they're understandably making it difficult to find a way to cancel it.
Yeah, it's a letter. It's very easy to do.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
We can
you mean as far as terminating your individual employee enrollment, or are you talking about the employer's enrollment?
employer enrollment.
Yeah, the employer cancellation, you're just going to submit, put a letter on your letterhead with the name of the group coverage, and you can terminate it.
Oh, okay.
We can help you with that too. I mean, just
Yeah. We'll hop on a call and talk about it.
yeah. What else? Anybody else?